What is that? Oh my god, dude, that is so cool. Oh, okay, let's check. This unit's gonna be sick. I can't wait to see what this thing can do. Welcome back to Talking Battle Simulator. My name is Crow, and today we are checking out the Egypt DLC update. Oh, this update looks fantastic. Let's remove the ancient DLC and the pirate DLC and take a look at the Egyptian DLC. Right over here, the first unit is a slave, the people they used to build the pyramids, even though historically we kind of discovered that maybe they weren't necessarily slaves. Maybe there was something else. We'll find out. We'll grab some, yeah, that's a lot of hoplites. Those are too powerful. Just equal power hoplites like that. Take a look at our slaves, guys. Ancient Egyptian slaves with their hands locked together under the lock that they've colored for the Egyptian units. I love their hairstyle. I love the clothing. Let's watch the slaves in action. Yo, they lunge forward and go for the ankles of the hoplite. That was fantastic. These guys are insane. Look at them go. That's very cool. Almost too crazy. How are they gonna fight back? I don't think they can. They can't attack with their weapons, with their hands, because their hands are bound. So they'll lunge for the knees. And they've actually succeeded in defeating a handful of the hoplites, which is a little bit surprising. Actually, more than a few, guys. Guys, the slaves whose hands are bound successfully defeated equal power hoplites. Let's remove all these units and take a look at the next one in the faction, the Egyptian warrior. No longer are we slaves. Now we are warriors. Now we are fighters. And then we'll grab a handful of equal power brawlers. Taking a look at the Egyptian warrior. Very similar to the Egyptian slave, except they look a little more clean. A little they've had some baths in the most recent times. That's a Kopesh. That's the name of the sword, wielding a Kopesh, which I'm hoping we'll actually get an Egyptian faction update someday soon in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. In go the brawlers, going against the ancient Egyptian faction. Oh, the brawler just yeeted two of them in one fell swoop and then destroyed the other guy. And then, oh, never mind, that brawler died. That brawler killed 3 people before he went down. This other brawler is throwing down on these Egyptian warriors. Almost call them slaves. They're not slaves, they're warriors. If one of the warriors could just get that Kopesh onto him. Oh, we're on a one-on-one. It's a mano-a-mano. Warrior versus brawler. Who will do it? Whose weapon will land the killing blow? It was the warrior defeating the brawler. Nice. Remove the warriors. Remove the brawlers. Go back into the faction. Go and grab the Venom Archer. Is this going to be like a snake archer? I mean, we have pictures of snakes here. Oh, there's mummies in here? I can't wait to see the mummies. Let me grab some squires. We'll have the squires go in and make it a bit closer in terms of a fair fight. Boom. There we go. Take a look at the venomous archer. What are they going to shoot? Oh, they're poison dart arrows. Oh, how is it? Oh, this guy looks a little bit drunk. Slow reload, but fast enough to get at least 2 volleys on the squires before the squires get in and try to damage the archers. Now the squires are hit with a poison. This archer went down. We do have multiple venomous archers still alive. These squires are working their way in. These squires are looking like they've seen better days as we stare at a squire butt. Because that's what you do. Remove venomous archers, remove squires, go and grab the mummy. I can't wait to see how good this unit looks. This unit should look sick. And the mummy can fight some monks. Mummies and monks. Oh my goodness, how many monks do I need? Okay, I understand. Fine. Equal power monks, equal power mummies. Look at that. That looks great. That mummy looks great. Look at how well bound he is. Oh, this looks so good. Let's see the monks, or the mummies, in action. Here's, mummies. Mummy, what are you doing? Why? What's happening? What's causing an explosion? Is it a curse? The curse of the mummy? Is that what's happening here? Because it seems to just be landing at random. I don't know what's causing it, what attack that is. It seems like it's the explosion when the Reapers... No, Yes, the Reaper's projectile, the Dark Peasant's projectile lands and hits the ground. It makes a very solid explosion. Is that what's happening? And it seems that our mummies are not able to withstand the might of the mummies. I see a oh. The mummies also have the Reaper death effect as well. So the Dark Peasant kind of explosion thing going on, and the Reaper's death effect. Oh, the mummies are making a comeback. The mummies made a comeback. Good job. Delete. Back into the faction. Egyptian general. Oh, yeah. I think the Egyptian general needs a handful of warriors to do their bidding, don't you? And maybe we'll have some hoplites, and then some hoplites, right? Some Sarisas. Why do the Sarisas do 360 spins? I'll never understand. I'll never know. And then some hoplites. Actually, apparently my army's way too powerful here. So I'm going to go back to the Egyptian faction, grab another Egyptian general, maybe give him a mummy or two or three. 3 mummies, right? And then maybe we'll add some little Venom Archers in the back, just trying to make it like equal power. Close enough to equal power. Let's see what the general of the army can do. Wonderful shield. Look at that shield. Is this a hint letting us know that there may be an Egyptian faction coming in the future in Total Acrobat Simulator? And the circles are gone, and now the generals are in amongst the army, spinning, smacking, doing their worst, and the generals have been destroyed. So the generals don't have a ton of HP. They're a little bit fragile, which is a bit surprising, though. They're doing a pretty good job stacking the Asian faction. Like, who am I saying? Who am I to talk? Both these generals are alive. The Asian faction has been pretty much wiped out. Yeah, the generals are pretty good. Moving on. Whole boatloads of deleting the Pharaoh. Ooh la la. Wait. Oh my god, the Pharaoh is riding a dude. Yes, please. Yes, please. Give me Mr. Death himself, some sword casters, and then give me a boatload of skeletons. I want to see the Pharaoh just go to town on these skeleton warriors. Guys, the Pharaohs are being carried on a chair by these units, and the Pharaoh looks great. The one eye. And look at the Pharaoh's staff. These weapons are so cool. All right, Pharaoh. Oh, they've got the Pharaoh ability that makes them bow. Things will bow. Look at the skeletons bowing down. They can't help themselves. They're weaker than the Pharaoh, and now they're bowing down in subservience and servitude. Mr. Death himself doesn't care, sending a Pharaoh flying with 2 swords in his chest. Mr. Death is a beast of a skeleton. He will bow to nobody. Surrounded by Pharaohs or not, Mr. Death himself bows to nobody. Look at him in there, surrounded by Pharaohs. What are you gonna do now, Mr. Death? Use that scythe to kill a bunch of Pharaohs. The Pharaohs trying to get Mr. Death to bow. Mr. Death refuses to bow. The Pharaohs aren't really attacking with the whips. You'd think they would, but they're not. They're just kind of like barely attacking. They're mostly using their power, and the Pharaohs were struck down by swords in the chest. Delete the Pharaohs. Moving on. Let's take a look at the sarcophagus. What is that? Oh my god, dude, that is so cool. Oh, okay, let's check. This unit's gonna be sick. I can't wait to see what this thing can do. Take a look at the sarcophagus. It's a gravestone. There's a cactus, and then there's like graves and the helmet of some dude and some skulls in the ground, and a sarcophagus with mushrooms growing out because it's been exposed to the elements for too long. And does anyone think there's a zombie or a mummy inside? I think there's a mummy inside. Let's see what the sarcophagus can do. The mummies are inside. What are the sarcophagus? Oh, these spawning mummies? The mummies have left the sarcophagus. I think the sarcophagus is spawning mummies. Oh, it's clones! So there's a mummy inside the sarcophagus, and it uses a clone ability, and it summons a clone copy of the mummy. That's so cool. That is such a cool design. I love those sarcophagus so much. Moving on, we're gonna take a look at the Tomb Guardian, who looks sick, by the way. This Tomb Guardian looks fantastic. Grab some flintlocks, grab some blunderbusses, and let's take a look at the Tomb Guardian. Oh, you can just picture this thing sitting inside of Pharaoh's tomb, completely not moving, a pile of rocks. You come inside, you say hello, you disturb it, and then this thing is gone. What is it growing? Oh no. is throwing those things. And I think those things, yep, they summon lasers from the sky. Lasers from heaven. Tombstone abilities. These guys are sick. These guys are powerful. These guys are so cool. I like them a lot. Very great design. Now we're going to take a look, I think, at the most powerful unit in the Egyptian DLC faction. Anubis, Egyptian god of death. We're only going to summon one Anubis, okay? And we're going to let Anubis just beat on some halflings, because that's what we do, okay? That's what we do. And now we'll take a look at Anubis, Egyptian god of death, the Egyptian god of the underworld. Wow. Wow, the design on Anubis is fantastic. Beautiful weapon. Reaper wings. Let's see, Anubis has the death throw, the dark peasant throw, has the legacy impale. Whoa, what is this? What is that? Was that on the back of Anubis? It's like a sarcophagus, some sort of like religious sigil, and Anubis has wiped out these poor hobbits. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to set up the vicious fight. So the previous, what did we do? We did the Ancient faction was the last faction we checked out. So let me pull up the Ancient faction DLC, and we're gonna drop down Anubis. We're gonna drop down some of these tribal golems, some sarcophagus, a single pharaoh. He's the leader. Right? And then some Egyptian generals, and then some mummies in there, and we'll do some Venom Archers. Fantastic. Egyptian warriors, and then slaves to start. 27,590. Ancient DLC. Ares, god of war. Apollo, Zeus, Athena, Aphrodite, Hermes. One of each of the gods. And then from there, some Minotaur warriors, some generals, and we're already at equal power. So I'm going to sparingly use the lightning archers, and then a row of legionaries, and then over on the Egyptian side, we will buff them up another general, buff them up some more mummies, buff them up some more Venom Archers, and now we are here on an epic fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Egyptian DLC army versus the Ancient DLC army. Who is going to win? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1, go. Egyptians move in on the Ancient faction. Ancient faction is spawned in. Lots of range attacks from Ancient faction. That is Hermes, the messenger god, diving in on the Ancient Egyptians. We have arrows coming in from other gods. Apollo, Zeus at the rear, Aphrodite at the rear, Ares getting ready to move in and attack. Over here we've got the sarcophagus summoning mummies. The stone giants, the tomb giants are gonna move in and attack. Wow, guys, I have a bad feeling for blue. I have a bad feeling for blue. There is a lot of red. I mean, Ares is here, but he's being controlled. So the poison darts are poisoning Ares, make it difficult for him to do any combat. Ares having a hard time. Ares and Athena are both here. They're both alive, and they're almost drunk with the way they're moving. Now the mummies are here. The tomb guardians. The pharaoh is here. There's the pharaoh fighting Athena. Ares, where'd Ares go? I saw Ares. Is he down already? Ares is on the ground. He's still alive. Look at Ares go. He's getting smashed by the stone giant. My goodness, Ares is getting destroyed. Zeus and Aphrodite trying to do their job from the distance. For some reason, you have mummies over here on the outside, and Apollo is fighting them out. Apollo is firing in on those archers over there. Guys, Anubis has barely joined the fight. Anubis is not even part of anything yet. Ares, god of war, fighting these stone giants. One of the stone giants is down. Ares alive. Anubis versus Ares. Now Anubis going. Insane weapon. Ares seems to be down. Ares is down. There is no more Ares. Zeus is alive. Apollo is alive. Aphrodite seems to be down. We have some gods of this faction alive. Wow, Anubis is down. Anubis' little friend had just been destroyed, and now we have the sarcophagus housing the mummies. Trying to throw their projectiles. Can't quite reach Zeus. Can't quite reach Apollo. Apollo has much greater range. Much greater range. You see the mummies being spawned. The sarcophagus being destroyed. The sarcophagus taking damage. Both sarcophagus taking damage. Both of them destroyed. The Ancient faction more powerful than the Egyptian faction.